Dein gutes Jahr, soweit ich weiß, das ist Molly.
What's up, guys? It's your boy, the man, the myth, the legend, Pickdroppers, back at it again with a Fortnite Battle Royale video. Now in this video, I'm going to be going over the reasons why Fortnite Summer Skirmish Week 2 failed. Now, I have multiple reasons why this happened, and I want to hear what you guys think, and in my opinion, Summer Skirmish Week 2 was a total failure. I didn't like it at all from a viewer standpoint, and I feel like a lot of streamers didn't like it either. Now, these are my reasons. Number 1, I had to switch between the channels to watch the games because the official Twitch channel was watching streams that had little action and didn't have much diversity of all the streams that they could have watched. And I feel like I wasn't able to get to see all the action, and I feel like this really limited my experience as a viewer because I was just watching players sit still in 1-by-1s, trying to kill people that I didn't even know, and so I feel like that was definitely made it a little bit boring. But obviously, you can't just have permanent action throughout the whole game because that just doesn't make any sense. Number 2. I didn't know what game and how many points each player had for most of the tournament. So I didn't know what game they were on. If they were on game number 3 or 4, I feel like they should have shown that in the corner and how many points they had. I feel like that should have been mandatory, and it should have shown the total amount of points. And I feel like that should have been a requirement, that they showed how many points. Because as a viewer, I didn't know what was going on, how many points, what number they were at, or even their placement. So I was just, it was just not a good experience because I didn't know how well they were doing or how poorly they were doing. Because obviously I couldn't watch all the streams at once, so I wanted to connect each stream together to see how they were doing against each other. And I feel like they definitely needed to add something that showed where they were at. Number 3, I didn't get to see my favorite players going up against each other. I feel like that was definitely something that this tournament lacked, is that there wasn't much intimacy between the players. I didn't get to see my favorite players go up against each other. Instead, they went up against randoms. Most of the players they went up against were horrible, so it didn't even show the real skill. I don't really understand the point of the tournament because we didn't get to see who was the best Fortnite player at all, and all we got to see was players go against random players and to see how many bots they could have encountered throughout the game. I really feel like this tournament just showed how bad the competition was per game, and obviously, to no surprise, the 2 console players placed in the top 3. I am going to get into that later, but I'm not too surprised because the level of competition for console players is much low. The average player is much worse on console, so I feel like that definitely limited how much interest I had in the tournament. Number 4, seeing players play random solos was not fun. And this leaks in to number 3. Seeing players play random solos, I can watch that any day on any stream. They do that all the time, and it's just not as much fun as when they're playing against top tier players, because they're not going to have to do their best because most players are nowhere close to their level. And so I'm just running around seeing them shoot at bots, and it's just not a good experience. I don't get to see them play against each other. I'm just watching them play random solos. That's just not fun. I even rather them have played solo squads, but that just doesn't show true talent either. So I just didn't have fun the whole tournament, and I feel like them playing random solos was just not fun. Number 5 is day 2 had one big streamer, and that was Dakota's. And I feel like that was a big problem. Obviously, it was EU, and I feel like they should have invited Muselk, Lachlan, Laserbeam YT, those type of players from Australia to keep the interest up, because there was only one big streamer. Maybe you can make the argument for 2, but there weren't really many big name players. I didn't know almost everybody in the tournament, and I feel like they needed to spread out the players so that we could get some known players and some not so known players, or just not make the tournament the way it was. I didn't like that it was spanned over 2 days. I didn't like how it cut into Keemstar's Friday Fortnite tournament. I feel like that wasn't good. And I feel like overall it just wasn't very good that day 2 didn't have that many big name streamers. And number 6, people did not need to stream. That was a big problem with the number 1 guy on day 1, that the people did not need a stream. And that was really frustrating because I feel like that should have been mandatory. And obviously it sucks because he wasn't able to get a delay. I feel like Epic Games should have done something about that. I don't know what they could have done. Maybe even buy him something that could have made him have a delay or something. Get him a Twitch affiliate for a day so that he could have made a longer delay. I know he couldn't have a delay, but it's just I wanted to see what happened in his game. But I want to hear what you guys think. And thank you guys for watching this video. Please like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and comment down below on what you'd like to see next. It's your boy Pickdroppers, and I'm out. Peace.